Have you ever thought about where your produce comes from? Most grocery chains receive produce from various local and national farmers. In fact, there are about 3.4 million farmers in the United States today. But of that staggering number, only 45,000 are Black farmers. At the Better Buggy, we are a proud group of Atlanta-based Black-owned farmers, selling produce locally and nationwide. Our easy-to-navigate online platform makes it easy for you to make a one-time purchase or to simplify your life by subscribing to our weekly produce box. Whichever frequency you choose, you can order with confidence, knowing you'll receive 100% organic farm-fresh produce. If you're looking for a thoughtful gift for a loved one that they'd actually find useful, be sure to pop by our online store where you can snag a gift card your recipient can use to order their own produce and t-shirts. Ready to start supporting local Black-owned farms and making healthier food decisions? Visit thebetterbuggy.com now to start shopping.
Ladies and gentlemen, this couple was able to play the game and beat it. Now, we know they got this entire system rigged up against us, especially in all types of areas. Home appraisal is a big one. What they always want to do, the appraiser, when they know the race of the family, they will try to undervalue your house so that you get no equity out of it. But they'll go to a neighborhood where everybody looks like them and they'll overvalue the house to make sure they get plenty of equity out of the house. So I don't blame anybody for doing whatever you have to do to get a fair price for your home. You rigged up the system. You have no right to demand that we play the game fair. Sorry. Home appraisal increased by almost $100,000 after Black family hid their race, which is proof that the homes of Black men and women across this country do have value. So if you don't know the race of the family and you give them a fair market price, then Black homes do have value. Okay, good. Good for them. Erica Parker tells her two daughters, be Black and proud. She carefully decorated their rooms with drawings of Black superheroes and placed pillows with the word Black Girl Magic and Black Queen written across the front of their beds. Erica said all she ever wanted was to teach her daughters to be confident and self love. That's why she said she couldn't hold back her tears as her daughters watch her remove every piece of Black art from their home and turned over the pillows to hide the affirming text on front. I was essentially telling them to dull your Blackness when all I've told them is to be Black and proud. It's a mixed message to give a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old, Erica said. What followed was a difficult conversation with her oldest about racial discrimination. A conversation Erica said she didn't want to have yet. I didn't want to shatter their innocence. Growing up Black, you already have so many things to deal with, and they shouldn't have to feel that so young. I was trying to be structured in how I was going to break it to them. But this situation took that away from me, Erica said. She spent 2 hours that day overwhelmed with anger and tears as she walked the halls of her home, removing their family pictures, replacing them with borrowed pictures of her white neighbor's family. So her white neighbors let her borrow pictures from their houses to put in hers. Oh, well, hey, you do what you got to do. I'm not mad at her. The nightmare situation Erica found herself in, she said, started with an appraisal that undervalued her home by almost $100,000 because of the color of her skin. The family said they do not want to make their identity of the bank, so they wouldn't identify the bank or the name of the appraiser. They should. Right away, I knew something was wrong. Erica and her husband, Aaron Parker, loved the home in Loveland, Ohio. They built 7 years ago. Over time, they began considering moving their family of four to a new community. They finally decided to list their home in March after seeing how quickly homes were selling in their neighborhood. The couple spoke with the realtor, Amy Goodman, and posted their house on Facebook. It was like wildfire, Erica said, describing the flood of messages she received in response to the Facebook listing. A friend of the Parkers connected them with a potential buyer who asked to see the house. The same day the Facebook post went up, I told her she could see it, but wasn't show ready yet. I said, "You're going to see my house in its raw, real. I have kids living here." All right. But the woman loved the home, and so did her husband, who saw the house. So within 24 hours, the Parker, they had an offer of $500. Well, good for them. They were ecstatic. So Goodman, who expected the home would sell quickly in such a competitive market, but still surprised how fast everything moved. The Parkers said they began excitingly planning their move, but what came next ended their celebratory moment. The appraiser came to inspect a two-story, four-bedroom home, three and a half bathrooms, with a finished walkout basement and fenced in backyard. Erica said was inside the house when the appraiser arrived and briefly spoke with him, answering his questions. Following the following week, the Goodmans received a phone call from the buyers and the realtors asking if she was sitting down. The Goodman said she braced herself, and it came $40,000 short. That's what the appraiser did to her. Okay. Right away, I knew something was wrong. Goodman said. The Parker said they initially believed the appraiser made a mistake. No, the appraiser is biased, like all of them are that come to your house. So either you're going to have to find a black appraiser that's going to give you a fair market value, or you're going to have to do what y'all did. You take your pictures down and put your white neighbors' pictures all around the house and get a fair market value for your home. It's a shame you got to do these kind of things because these folks are hell bent on, cheating you out of something you're entitled to, equity in your home. Another appraiser didn't come out. All they did was send a field appraiser who just reviewed the current appraisal as is. So they literally didn't do their job. Okay, so the Parkers refused to sell their home for thousands less than the asking price. It's a competitive market. We saw homes sell for much more for the asking price. It didn't make sense. So, what was different about our house? Why were we being told we had to sell for so much less? Because they don't want us to have equity in our homes. They don't. They don't. So, mm-mm-mm. So what they did was Erica knocked on her white neighbor's door, explained the situation, and the family said they didn't have a problem letting them borrow pictures to put around their house of the white neighbor's family. Then she took the photos and replaced it with her family pictures and had the house appraised again, y'all. This was like a week after the second appraisal, and it appraised at $100,000 higher than the first one. Wow. And they said they were so happy until they realized what happened. and then it was a dark moment. That's a shame that you have to do this as a Black person in America just to get a fair price for your home. But they're hell bent on not letting us have equity in our homes, and it's not right. So the second appraisal came in at $557,000, 92,000 higher than the initial appraisal. So the Parkers said their fear that the low appraisal were due to racial discrimination, and it was confirmed as they realized how easy they could have lost $100,000 in their home. So it's a good thing that they did not stop. And I would advise people to do that. If you can get more than one appraisal, get more than one. Especially um, people in the Black community, because they are notorious for coming out and cheating you out of equity and things that you legitimately earned in your house, and they're trying to deny you and make sure you don't have that income to pass down to your children one day. So good for them. Good for them. And because this society is rigged, as I said before, you do what you got to do. It's a shame how everything's rigged. It's hard to play by the rules, because playing by the rules can cost you in America, because we got a lot of people in the community. Oh, just because they did A, B, and C, don't you do the, why not? Why not? Why can't you have a fair market value in your home? Why? Especially if you took care of it, it's in good shape. There's no reason for you to be cheated out of that. But they will come out every single time and cheat you out of the equity. And that just goes to show you, this is something that has been going on since Black families could own homes. This didn't just start, it happened many decades ago. And it still continues to this very day. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.